Many people didn't notice it. I don't know if you did. But in Hillary's answer on cybersecurity at the debate last night is an atomic bomb. It is the precursor of what, in my judgment, is the October surprise that's coming out. I believe, as I've said on a previous video, that Vladimir Putin has all of Hillary's deleted emails, and that he's going to release them in October. And I think Hillary believes that, and I think Obama believes that as well. That's why they have been urging Putin not to engage in cyber warfare, not to hack the United States. And that's why in her speech, her debate speech last night, she said that she thought that it was true that Russia had created the hack that led to the release of the Debbie Wasserman Schultz emails. And she said that she also believed that Russia was behind a lot of hacking of American cyber information, and warned Russia not to continue it, and said that if you do, there are things we can do, steps, countermeasures we can take, which are fairly serious. And I don't want to contemplate taking them, but if you go ahead with this stuff, we might release them. That's damn near threatening war, certainly a cyber war. What, you're going to attack their grid or release all kinds of confidential information? But if Putin does indeed release Hillary's emails in October, number one, it's going to show that she compromised American security, and how. There are 2,000 emails that contain material that was redacted before it was released to the American people. Stuff the State Department regards as so sensitive, they did not want it released. And here our worst enemy shows up with a stack full of all of the redacted material, all printed there in plain ink for everybody to see, clearly showing that Hillary endangered our security and played fast and loose with it. It might make avoiding a criminal charge almost impossible. And also, there's a reason those emails were deleted. They probably contain all of the details of the pay-for-play scandals, including who got what meeting and who got what contract and who got help with what appointments and all of that. And that's probably all in there, which is why they were deleted in the first place. And if Putin dumps them before the election, Hillary may be toast, and she is going to extra lengths, indeed threatening war, to stop them from doing so. Now, why is Putin trying to defeat Hillary? Well, here I'm speculating, but I've told in previous video, but let me restate it in greater detail now, a story that's in my book, Armageddon, How Trump Can Beat Hillary. In 1996, Bill Clinton came to me after he met with Putin, with Yeltsin, at the Hyde Park Summit, the summit at Roosevelt's home. And he said that Yeltsin told me he wanted to get reelected. And Clinton chuckled at it because he had like only 7% favorability. I made a wisecrack and I said, you have 17 or 30% and you think you can get elected. But in any case, he asked me to think about it. And I got back to him. And I said, why don't we run Yeltsin's campaign? Why don't you have Yeltsin hire my former business partner, Dick Dresner, as his consultant? And Dresner will give me the polling each week. And you and I can go through it, and then you can advise Yeltsin as to what he should do. You could be his political consultant. Clinton loved the idea. By the way, National Security Advisor Sandy Berger told me not to do that. And I asked Clinton, what should I do? And he said, keep giving me the polls, but tell Sandy you're not. In any case, I did keep giving them to Clinton, and he gave a constant stream of advice to Yeltsin, including what ads to run, where to appear, where to campaign. There was one time when there was an advertisement that Yeltsin didn't want to do, that Dresner had written for him, and Clinton called him on the hotline and said, I think you should do it, and he, of course, did. The thing that was also potentially more controversial is that the Saudis told me in a meeting in Geneva that they were willing to waive a $500 million debt payment that was due from Russia to Saudi Arabia in May of 1996. And they wanted me to tell Clinton about it as he was en route to see Yeltsin. Clinton was in Japan that night. So I called him and I said, you have a hostess present to bring Boris $500 million. And Yeltsin used that money to pay off his coal miners, his steel workers, everybody who was owed money because they were all government employees in Russia. and he coasted to a re-election. The guy he defeated was Ziguniev, who was the KGB candidate sponsored and supported by Vladimir Putin. And I think Putin rejected and resented Clinton's interference in the Russian election, and now he's going to pay him back, but good, when his wife is running. My role in that, and Clinton's role in that, was publicized in a movie for TV in the United States and in Russia. Its title, at least in Russian, was Spinning Boris. I'm not sure what it was in the U.S. So I think that's the deal. I think that's the October surprise, and I think that's what Hillary was covering in her debate. Now, of course, you won't read this anywhere. So please spread this around to your friends, because this really needs to hit the circuit, because I think you're going to see this scenario unfold as we move through October. And if you want the details on this and how it works, get my book, Armageddon, How Trump Can Beat Hillary. By the way, I wish Trump had read the book before last night's debate. He would have done much better to follow its talking points. Maybe he will in the future. Thanks for watching.